So recently somebody asked me what was the biggest or coolest, well, connection or conversation that you ever seen in the 40k universe that literally made you go, wow, that was really cool. Well, for me personally, it would be when Angron and Vulcan actually discussed their own emotions.
You ever want to talk about your emotions, Tian?
No.
I do. I know, David.
I'm sad.
I know, David.
It was really interesting to see Angron actually allow himself to be vulnerable in front of one of his brothers. Now, with that being said, a lot of people didn't know that there are really interesting conversations and, well, short stories in the SCP Foundation that a lot of people didn't know that certain SCPs were actually connected. Everybody really knows about the whole Abel and Cain thing, you know, the biblical sons, but a lot of people don't know that there's actually interactions with different SCPs and, hell, even, well, the Foundation personnel themselves. So, I thought this would be interesting to actually tell you some of the more interesting little details that not many people know about. I mean, really, not many people knew, and those that I talked to about them were kind of shocked when they heard that there were this many, interesting connections. So yeah, let's talk about the weird connections between SCPs. Starting off with the weird connections that a lot of people didn't know about was, well, 049 and 035. Also the Plague Doctor and the Porcelain Mask, respectively, which we were going to call them either the Plague Doctor, the Doctor, or just the Mask, because it's easier for us to go with that than say the numbers over and over again. So anyways, yeah, a lot of people didn't know that the Porcelain Mask and the Doctor actually met each other long before the Foundation.
On. You son of a bitch. What's the matter? The CIA got you pushing too many pencils? Huh? Had enough?
Make it easy on yourself, Dutch.
Okay.
Hell, in the SCP Containment Breach video game, if you actually let 049 into 35's containment cell, both entities won't show up for a very long time. And the reason being, they're catching up. The reason being, they're both catching up. I mean, they've been together apparently pre-Roman Empire to late Plague, early World War One. Yeah, the thing's out on that. But in actuality, they've both been connected for a very long time. Actually, because of something that they did, it ended up that their powers kind of mutated and became, well, what they are now. For instance, apparently, the Doc was handsome. He didn't actually look like what he looks like, and he didn't ever wear a mask. Porcelain Mask in an interview actually stated that he was probably one of the more good-looking humans that he's ever met. So it was kind of odd to see, well, an entity literally, well, don a freaking mask that hides a gorgeous face, apparently? Well, after he explained the story some more, apparently the Doctor's original powers, instead of killing on touch, was healing on touch. He was actually a soothsayer and a shaman, more or less, going around saving people from, well, the big death. And, well, things didn't go quite as planned. Apparently, around the time of the plague, well, the Doctor basically came across a patient that he probably couldn't save, which was a little girl. So, the mask begged, pleaded, and told him to put him on so we could use our powers together. And with their powers combined, well, it did not turn out, it didn't turn out any good. It didn't turn out any better. What happened was the little girl came back, but she was basically what 049 is known for, making those grotesque zombie things that just attack everybody. The little girl killed her mother, and the Doctor had to put her down, using his own powers to take back what he gave her. Now, you would be asking, well, what happened? Well, now the Porcelain Mask, at this point, started secreting a black ooze, and the Doctor basically his healing touch became a death touch. Yeah, it was bad. It got bad enough that the porcelain mask literally begged him to basically let him take all the power and sacrifice himself. Doctor said, no, fuck that, we're going to live our lives. It's probably one of the most saddest things you'll ever fucking hear. Because I actually like the Plague Doctor. I think he's one of the more, misunderstood SCPs, but the man literally saw a little girl die, tried to save her, she ended up killing her mother, causing the problem, and then immediately afterwards, he had to end her. If it doesn't get more sadder than that, I don't know what it is. But yeah, a lot of people didn't know that, well, the porcelain mask and the doctor were, well, friends. So yeah, it's kind of odd that not a lot of people know that the Plague Doctor and the porcelain mask actually are quite friendly with each other. Actually considered each other good friends. So, here's a question. What does an adorable slime monster, a killer crocodile that doesn't die, and an abomination that literally wants to destroy everything so that way nothing can feel any more pain? Don't know? Well, one's a dad and the other two are the sons. Yep, we're talking about 999, 682, and the Scarlet King. This one's a little bit more known that the Scarlet King is actually, well, he's the daddy of both 682 and 999, which, don't ask me how that works, because I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna even go down that route. If you want to read the story, go for it. It's pretty freaking dark and gruesome, to the point where there's actually a trigger warning on the article of the story. I would not suggest reading it if you don't have, like, a really good mental fortitude. Like, really, don't read it if you don't have a good mental fortitude. With that being said, 682, 999 are actually brothers, even though that they're the complete opposite of each other.
You were my brother, Anakin!
999 just wants to make sure everybody is happy, healthy, and basically wants to make sure everybody is cozy, while 682 wants to literally rip and tear and kill anything that is sentient. I know, how the hell are these two brothers? Well, the story goes as this. 999 is the 9th son of the Scarlet King, which will break the barrier for the Scarlet King to invade. However, that's not true anymore after the whole other tale debacle, which, again, if you want the full story of the Scarlet King, right there, up there is the video. If you want to go watch that, I did a little bit of a deep dive on the Scarlet King, basically explaining him in a nutshell. 682, on the other hand, I might make a deep dive on that video, because that guy is just one of the, well, he's one of those entities I just don't like talking about or dealing with. Because if I got into a fist fight with him, it's going to last a while, and I don't want to be... It's one of those things where if I have to fight the guy, I'm okay with it, but I really wouldn't want to just because it would be too much of a pain in the ass. Now, that being said, there have been cross tests with 999 and 682, where 682 actually laughed and was seen smiling, which is very odd. Like, we probably messed up somewhere, but I don't know where, and I don't know how, but that is not a sound I want to hear ever, 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 ever again. In all seriousness, 999 and 682 were probably the most interesting combination. You wouldn't guess it, but they actually are siblings, which, funny enough, they're actually pretty cool together. 999 has actually shown interest in going into 682 containment cell, well, 682 has literally said, I never want to see that little bastard again. So, yeah. Interesting, but to the point. Now, here's a question for everybody. What do you get when you mix an MTF unit that basically doesn't kill, but tries to help each other? Well, you get an MMU unit, which is a mobile medical unit, or a unit that basically has nothing but medical staff on standby for when people are either injured beyond belief or dying. And you know who actually is part of that team? Or at least the major part of it? Doc McStuffin. Yep, the little teddy bear. He actually is part of an MMU, which is actually chained to multiple MTFs. Doc McStuffin actually is considered an honorary MTF by multiple, including but not limited to Mole Rat, Flame Eaters, Castaways, Alpha 1, Omega 1, and New 7, and Samsara on occasion. Now, with that being said, why is Doc McStuffin part of this team? Well, it's because he literally can get people patched up faster than any other doctor, and he's considerably one of the nicest SCPs. He's actually considered a thermal that helps out, which, for those that don't know, Safe, Euclid, Keter, Apollyon, then Thermal. Thermal basically is helper SCPs, anybody that can do anything to help, i.e. I would be considered a Thermal SCP. If you don't know why, you don't want to know why. But that being said, Dr. McStuffin is probably one of the cuter versions of helpers. But I would say this, it's kind of cute when this little guy literally is on the operating table and he is able to save a dude's life. And it's quite cute because he also gives out stickers that actually are just, they don't do anything, but oh my god, he's so adorable and cute. He's so cute. Seriously, though, he is probably one of the best doctors and medical staff of the MMU units. That being said, there aren't any slouches, but the fact that there is an SCP that has multiple MTFs basically saying thank you to him often makes everybody, well, happy to help. Now, there are some honorary mentions that I could go into detail on, but I'm not because we're already way past 10 minutes and I'm not gonna just keep blabbering. If you want to go look these stories up, I would highly suggest them because they are quite interesting and also very cool. For instance, there is Cain and Abel N001, the Gate Guardian, which basically it tells the story of both Cain and Abel coming together to forgive each other and actually ascend to heaven, which is by far beautiful. There's also SCP-001 Proposal When Day Breaks, story on the Old Man or 096. I would suggest going and watching that because it actually is very interesting and very awesome due to the fact that you get to see 009 in a different light, because instead of hurting people, he's actually trying to help people, which is just amazing. Now, that would be most of the honorary mentions, but there is one more which I have to say is quite interesting, is the fact that the Factory SCP-001 story has multiple other SCPs in it that you just don't realize at the time until after you read it and you realize that the Living Gun, the Anomalous Metal, and a couple other entities are in that SCP. So, with that being said, I should say this. Thank you for watching. I know this was a little bit of a short video, and I'm kind of making these types of long-form, short-form content combinations because it's a lot easier for me to edit and also put out every week. Please, leave a like and a subscribe. That would be much appreciated. Don't forget to hit the bell to keep up to date with everything that I'm doing. And as always, remember, for the Foundation!